Hello again, Brett back out the tooth scale models, another armor review, something a little special from Takom, a lucky pack of the Fries Kran, Kran, which I'm guessing means crane, and a panther. Which panther? Nobody knows. It was designed by T-Rex though, T-Rex Studios. Zimmer patterns created by Jason. I'm guessing the artwork was created by Jason because he signed it right there. 1/35 scale, number 2108. There's going to be one of these five in there. One of these five in there with full interior. Early production, late production, late production. Sorry, one was Zimmerit, one without. Mid-early production, mid-late production with Zimmerit. 2-in-1, 2-in-1, not 2-in-1. And full interior, like I said. Engine. I love doing engines. This side of the box, and it is a big box. It's got a picture of the crane. You can buy the crane separate. It has MIG color callouts. There's the crane, as you can see. Dual wheels on each side, so you're going to have 8 wheels. And this side of the box. Sorry, box is really big. So is the box art again. So, let me fix my camera. So how they get away with not letting you know which one's in the box by turning the box over or taking the top off? Because they wrap it in plastic. With no markings on this plastic whatsoever. Just plastic that's taped shut. Like a garbage bag. So, it's sealed at this end. So together, we will find out which panther I got. Are we ready? With the full box. It's basically the bottom of the box, just wrapped in plastic. Can you tell just by the parts? I cannot. But looking at the turret, it has Zimmerit on it. So, this is one with Zimmerit. It is, drum roll please. This one is the late production with full interior and full Zimmerit. So in this kit, I got the late production, full interior, full Zimmerit. Let's see if I can get this in the picture, which would be this one. So, nice little surprise. Lots and lots of sprues, each individually bagged. See if we can figure out which are the crane sprues. These are the crane instructions. I'm going to cheat to find out which are the crane sprues. I'm going to start with those. I'm assuming this one for sure, because that's crane framing. So, this one as I said, and this one, and these two. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 sprues for the crane. We will start with the crane. We'll do the crane, do the directions, and we'll do the tank and do the directions. Alright, usual Takom self-sealing bags. A little bent, but nothing major. Nothing we can't straighten out. It is good looking plastic. Nice details on the structural part, because you know it's just supposed to represent steel. Because holding the turret of a tank would not be a lightweight job. But Sprue D, I love how they do their sprue markings. I don't have to tape those up. Straighten out my camera. No ejector pin marks where you don't want them. Here's where everything's getting pushed out of the mold. There's not even any on this side. So, part one. The rest of these bags all have 2 sprues each. So we'll just be looking at one. It's more of the framing. And I'm thinking these are ventilated for the exhaust, which they're already carved out, made with holes. That looks a little bent. Maybe not. Let me see. The other one is not as... So comparing the two, one is more bent than the other. So it'll require you to do a little straightening with some glue. No big thing. We're modelers. There's no burring on these round parts, which is really nice, so there'll be no cleanup. There's a little bit of flash on that one, but I don't know if I can see it. A little bit of flash. No real burring. Those already drilled out. I'm assuming, like I said, for the exhaust for the engine. I would guess it would have a really powerful winch that would create a lot of heat picking up the turret. And another 2 matching sprues. More of the framing. Looks like whatever these are, these have cooling ridges on them. Again, no burring that I can feel or see. No ejector pin marks that I can see where they shouldn't be. Here's some more of these big tall push pins we've been seeing a lot of lately on kits where you break them off and clean them. So a lot of manufacturers are getting back to doing that. I don't know why. But look at the detail on those parts right there. I'm assuming those are supposed to be guide wheels. Here's the inside of them. But the outside detail is great. You can tell it's new plastic. They're using the flatter, not rounded sprues of old. Sprue B, as I said. They're really happy the way they do that. So, those two. We'll do that later because it's too loud now. And these two. There's one more single sprue after these 2 matching ones. These are the wheels. Like I said, it's got 8 wheels. And the wheels are all like hubs, inside hubs, wheel rims, bunch of really nice gear detail. They did do a lot of You know, I've never seen anything like this crane in modeling form before, but you've got really nice lug nuts. And then look at those gears. Very nice gears. And they're connected on the back, so you're not going to mess up the teeth when you take off the attachment points. Very well thought out. That's the way on every one of these gears. You're not going to mess up the teeth taking off the attachment points. Then you've got all these tiny little parts. Going to make a beautiful diorama. I'm going to move this up to a 2019 build. Just because I haven't built the tank with an interior yet, because I didn't want to keep it all covered. Now with this, you don't have to. This is the last sprue for the crane, the part where you can tow it. What kind of vehicle was used to tow this? Let's look into that. Looks like axles or drive shafts, maybe another gear, possibly a warning horn. Again, lots more tiny parts with lots of detail. All right, there's the trailer hitch, hook. Really small, fine detail on both sides. Ejector pins are inside of these, so I'm assuming they're going to be out of sight. This is a part of a tank. You can see there must be the other half right there, because it goes on there. So that's all the sprue for the crane. And we're going to look at the instructions. As I said, you can get the crane separate. Before we look at the instructions, in the bag comes this long, really long. Actually, it might be two pieces because they're different dimensions. So, you've got this piece of string here, and it's kind of wrapped around. So, two different diameters of string, very long. And chain. We know what that's for. Lots of chain. Lifting the crane chain. Decals. So a nice bunch of little parts you get with the crane. Alright. Now the crane book. Sorry, I need a drink. There's stuff about the crane, the outside of the war, needed gantry cranes, blah blah blah. Here's where the chain goes. I'm assuming there's where one of the ropes go, maybe the chain. Warnings, read carefully. Big paint color callouts. There's no PE in this part of it. Sprue layout that we just looked at. Nylon rope, chain, tires. Oh, sorry. Tires. 8 tires. Held together by an interior sprue part. They say Dunlop on them. They say the tire size on them. And there's no center seam. Oops, sorry. No center seam. There's the wording on the tire. They are hollow and quite flexible. They do say Dunlop on both sides. Wonderful tread pattern, wonderful looking tires. I like that there's no center seam in them. And so many tires these days that are rubber, there's a big old center seam. So, sorry, I almost forgot the tires. Start with the top of the frame, all the parts going in. Looks like winch control. Winch control, and this is where you're putting the chain in, 320 millimeters, cut it. More gear parts going in. That's where the chain wraps around one of the gears. And here's where part of the side pulley goes. So you got chain going up there, and then turning and going across where you're putting the top of the crane together. I'm guessing, doesn't say, but you may, somewhere you have to wrap that nylon rope. We'll find that out as we get farther along. And there's some more of the gear drives. There's the hook. Here's where the nylon goes. The thicker piece, 437 millimeters. The thinner pieces on this page is 1500 millimeters. And like I said, here's the chain, 320 millimeters. The hook gets two pieces of wire holding it to what I'm guessing is this that goes down. You can see it goes here and then goes down a gear and goes down on both of them. This is going to be an interesting, challenging build. So there's 320 millimeters on both sides of chain. Oh, sorry. Both sides chain is 320 millimeters. This string is the thinner string, I'm assuming. This string is the thicker string, or maybe it's the other way around, but one's 1500 millimeters, one's 437 millimeters. I would test both. I would assume that the thicker string, 437 millimeters, is for the lifting part, and then the 1500 millimeter that connects the moving, this thing that moves back and forth, the part that holds the winch, is 1500 millimeters, and the thinner one. That's my assumption. Don't hold me to it. Then you're putting the frame together with the ladders, the drive sprockets, the winch, control. I'm guessing this is for raising and lowering the whole contraption. And looks like a dolly bracket. Make 4 of those, make 2 of those. Pay attention to all these because you're making 2 of those, 2 of all those. Good color callouts. This is reversed, or it's, Zen putting it together, whichever you choose. And you're still going on with 320 millimeters of more string. I hope we can figure out which string we're using while we're doing this. And putting the wheel assemblies together, which moves the whole vehicle. And slapping that back on. There is, actually they're adjustment bars, they're not exhausts like I thought. They're for stabilizing the legs with pins to whichever height, leveling it like you would a big crane or bulldozer. 2 different options for that. Again, putting it together, standing it up. Here is the trailer hitch part, which pay attention to that, depending on how you're going to have it. This is the down position. This is the up position. So you can have it in the drive position where you're towing it away, or up where you're taking off a turret. Nice touch. There is how you attach it to the turret. This bar, which attaches to the hook, attaches to the hooks on the top of the turret. It's nice that they show you how to do that the correct way. Then you've got your color callouts for 43, 44, both 43, 44, both September production. One's camoed, one's not. So that's the last of that. There's your color callouts for the non-camoed version. There's your color callouts for the camoed version. Alright, hold on just a second. Let me clean this up and then we'll go on to the tank. And we're back. We're going to look at the main body first. Looks like there's a jig for the tracks and the turret's in here. So like I said, Zimmerit's already on this one, and actually it looks really good. It's not all even, because sometimes you see Zimmerit and it's all perfectly even and square, and this is not. This looks more natural. There's even different depths. Feels natural. I am not a Zimmerit expert, but to me it looks more natural. You know, obviously these are where you're going to attach parts to it. And then the top is where the engine's going to go. You'll be able to see that. I think that looks very, very authentic, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Turret, same thing. Not all square and even, different sizes, different depths. Looks like it's placed with a tool. So, you got that looking really good. Even the inside, because, you know, obviously you're going to be able to have this raised if you wanted it to. So you got bolt heads, everything inside of it. Same on the inside of this. We didn't look at because we're not used to looking at inside of tanks. Very good detail inside as well. Nice. I want to build it. And jigs for building your tracks. This in the bag so I don't want to get scratched up, which of course doesn't make sense because Zimmerit is scratched up, but if you're a modeler you know what I mean. Alright, we're just going to run through this. It's going to be a long video since we have the tank and the crane. Thought about doing it in 2 parts, but if you're going to watch it, you're going to want to watch the whole thing. Sides of the tank look like some covers, vents for the engines, rear bulkhead. Very nice detail on both sides of that bulkhead. So, you can see the great detail on the doors. If there's the doors, both sides, and the vents. Looks like exhaust covers, I'm pretty sure these are. And then this rear bulkhead. Really good detail on both sides. Nice side skirts, or side panels. Don't know if they're skirts. Alright, let's see, where to find this one right here. The bottom of the tank. Another bulkhead. Front or rear, I'm not sure. Bottom of the tank. Actually textured, like it's cast. Good bolt detail. Bulkhead's got detail on this side, but this is nice and textured. I'm guessing this must be the barrel or part of the equipment storage. So, we can see the texture looks really nice. And the inside of the floor, how it should be for all the interior details. This part of the bulkhead, obviously, you're not going to see as much of because it's got all these ejector pins you're going to need to clean up. This side, quite good. Here I thought it was a barrel, but it's not. At least I don't think so. So the bottom of it looks good. And another bulkhead with matlets, it looks like. Yep, mantlets with, again, the same type of Zimmerit. Looking really good. And another bulkhead with more of these pins on it. Only 4 on this one. Then some detail there. And more Zimmerit detail all over this one. Look. Cat-like Zimmerit. So, again with the detailed Zimmerit. Depth. The size. Excuse the cat chewing up the bag. Over the hatches. Over the, I'm guessing, storage bins. Let me remove this creature. It's choosing to chew on my bags. Back to the Zimmerit. Very good detail. Even on those little smallest parts. I think they took their time to Zimmerit everywhere they needed to. Sides, like I said, on these bins here. Tops, sides, back. Impressive. I've never built a tank with Zimmerit. Two sprues in this bag. I like that. 2 sprues in the bag, but they're folded over one another, not actually rubbing together. Nice, and they're not matching sprues. This one's got drive lines on it, drive shafts. Bunch of nicely detailed tiny little parts. The detail on this whole thing is just above board. Outstanding. There's no burring on those drive shafts. I don't know if you can see that. No burring on those drive shafts. The little parts, no flash, no burring, no bending out of shape. Except for that one part, we haven't seen any parts out of shape. Just, the top of that. Right here, the ridged. Same with that one. Lug nuts everywhere. The sprue E or M, depending on how you will look at it, I would say it's M. And then its companion piece, it's got some framing in it. It's like engine fans. I'm guessing this is engine block. Transmission parts. So, a frame of some sort, and then cooling fans. Transmission parts, engine block parts, hoses. Let's see, this one does have a burr line on it. Oh, let me see it, but this one does. And let's just keep this going. Here we got J2 and F2. Again, same thing. Open it up, fold it over. Not rubbing against each other. Why can't other people do that? Looks like a jack, some hooks, some ends of tow ropes, jack handles, axe, shovel, pry bars, parts of the drive line, sledgehammer. So how the tow hooks look. Connecting to a cable, axes, pry bars, bolt cutters, shovels, sledgehammer, part of the drive system, some more bolt cutters, pry bar. Pry bar looks good with no real flash or anything either. And then this one has the barrel in it, and the barrel looks to be one piece. Nice job. And the machine guns are on this one. They look good. Some muzzle brake, muzzle flash, suppressor. More part of the barrel. Detail on the machine guns is outstanding. You can put a wash in the cooling vents and bring out the detail, but the guns look great. There's no opening for the barrels. Two-piece muzzle. See the gearing on that. Turning the turret. And then the one-piece barrel, which I do not see any burring on. Well, we can see it. I don't want to bend it, but one piece, slide molded. Looks great. I love the way those guns look. And look at these really tiny little parts right there. It'd be fun getting those off and not having them ping across the room to the carpet monster. It's gonna be fun bagging all this back up. More turret parts. As we've seen, fold over bag. Missing sides of bulkheads for the interior. The hatch. Exhaust pipes that are drilled out. You can drill them out a little more. There's the ends of the exhaust pipes. Hatches. Some sides of bulkheads. These look almost too perfect to be ejector pin marks. I'm thinking they're supposed to be there. There's none on that side. Alright, and then this other one in here. A cupola ring. And just a bunch of little detailed parts. Like a little steering wheel. Bottom part of the turret. Probably the front part of the turret. But just all these small detail parts. Put my thumb there. So you can see the size. And another gun. I guess for hanging inside the interior. Cupola rings, other rings. It's the underneath of the turret. Actually, this is probably inside of the turret, and this is the underneath of the turret. Because if you have it lifted up, you can have some detail. Looking so nice. There's still just so many parts in here. What we got? 15 minutes on this, 18 minutes on the other, so we're about 30 minutes in. Not awful yet. Alright. More parts for the drive area where the wheels are going to go. Looks like some radio boxes. If this was a car, I'd say that's a dashboard. So, radio box detail, and just some other various parts. Another part of the turret ring. Flip it over to see Not bad looking anywhere. I really am liking this flat plastic. This one's got some dry sprockets in it. This one has drive wheels, matching sprues. So, let you see anything now, is it? So, matching sprues of drive wheels. Both sides look great detailed. So, like I said, both sides are greatly detailed. Two sprues of those. Then the bag also has two sprues, matching sprues of dry sprockets and parts. The bags keep sticking to my background. Dry sprockets, looks like some suspension parts. That looks like a seat. Various things that are going to go in the interior, some like ammo boxes. So this looks all like drive parts, this looks like interior parts. Possibly the cleaning parts for the barrel, but that seems, no, these got to be suspension parts, there's so many of them. But you look at the seat, guessing that's a seat. And then over here you've got some ammo boxes. And then drive sprockets, drive wheels. Again, detailed very nicely on both sides. Some more tiny little parts you need to be careful of. Suspension parts. The detail on these parts, whatever they may be. Very nice. This bag just does not want to stop gripping. Gripping on everything it touches. So, that bag had 4 sprues. Some more drive wheels, identical to the other ones. These are just bagged separately. So we're going to open that one. And I'm guessing they were interior parts. This looks like a couple more drive steering wheels. And just part of the bottom of the turret. Some gears for raising only the gun, I assume, and another part over here. I like how these numbers stick out too. Never had noticed that yet, that the numbers are really out instead of pushed in, where you may have trouble seeing them with old eyes. So, good diamond floor pattern on there. Little itty bitty. Again, there's that gear part. This part I don't want to be really careful of because it looks kind of delicate. And I'm guessing some transmission parts maybe, or raising the gun, because it might probably goes on the other side of this part here. Probably goes there. More of those raised ejector pin parts there you're going to have to clean up, but you know. Uh-oh, the gear part came off. Glad I noticed that. Probably an extremely crucial part I would need. Now I am putting it back in the bag. I missed the bag. There we go. And we're getting there. These are some, looks like the shells or smoke. Those are smoke grenades. So you got your smoke grenades, your smoke launchers. I'm guessing all these parts go together to make the smoke launchers probably. Some more really fragile hoses. I would say that's a drive line, but I'm not sure. But your smoke grenades. Looking good. And the covers for your smoke launchers. And the insides of the smoke launchers, and I'm guessing these are the cases for the smoke launchers. And then whatever these hoses and parts are. Both sides for you to admire, look at, see. Haven't invented smelling YouTube yet, but there's no smell to those, so. Getting there. Some more hatches, engine cooling covers for the fans, it looks like. Sprue U. So would these be sides or tops? Probably sides. Hatches. Nice looking cooling vent covers. Again, texture on these hatches, hatch covers. You can see the texture on there, I hope. Like it's cast, like it would have been. And then these parts, no burring on these tiny round parts. Well, you can see them. But no burring, no flash. No problem, solid plastic, good detailed on the little parts. The detail on all the parts is good. Takom is becoming a worldwide leader in armor, I'm believing. Not only by their quality, but by some of their subjects. And this may be the last one we have to open. This does have the engine parts in it. This is all engine block, water pump, that's where the transmission hooks up, hoses, wiring, exhaust, valve covers, carburetors I'm thinking for the manifold. I'm going to love doing this engine. I'm doing the engine first, I don't care what the instructions say. Hoses everywhere. Some more very small parts are going to require care to get off. Pumps, hoses, exhaust lines, where the transmission hooks up, water pump, blocks, carburetors, manifolds. I'm guessing these are 4-barrel carburetors, I could be wrong, but these are definitely valve covers. So this looks like a gas or water can of some kind. The detail on the back here and here. And then all the detail on these little parts. And the reason I said I didn't think we had to open any more were these are the Takom tracks. If you've worked with Takom before, you know they're click fit. You've got the jig to hold them together. There's the little pads. Alright. Take one out. These are the parts that are going to connect it. See how small they are. So, several of those, plus the tracks. And you can see their length and link tracks. So you got your top and your bottoms, and then going all the way around. And these are the shells. Different types of shells, different sizes of shells. Actually, they all look the same size to me. The warheads look the same too. No, they don't. Yeah, they do. I'm not a warhead expert. Those warheads all look the same. You guys can let me know. But you got one sprue of those. And guess what? That's it for sprues. Now you have the instructions. And whatever's in the bag with the instructions. Photo etch for the vent covers. Actually pretty darn thin. Copper wire. And a thinner copper wire. These are going to connect to those end pieces we saw earlier. This, which is like a rubber textured, I would say, radio hose or oxygen hose. It's got really good detail and it's textured and it's rubbery. And then you've got your decals for your units. And then open this one because it's so small. I'm guessing these are going to go on various interior parts. Warnings and labels and such. And the instructions with an interior painting guide. There's your interior painting guide. According to this, there are two different types of shells. Big color callouts. Here is your interior painting guide with the cream, the primer red, the gray, the dark German gray. And more for your engine with the cooling vents on top. And underneath the turret, and another side of another view of the inside, and another view. This is the part of the turret that the top goes over with the matlet on the front, and you can get a Panther with a clear transparent shell if you wanted. And a couple Bird Panther and M60A1 with explosive reactive armor, and an M3 I do like the detail of the interior instructions. So same thing, removing PE, cautions, all your sprue callouts. Then you start with the bottom of the body, hull. Putting the wheels and everything on. I don't know. I'm guessing you need to paint these before you put them on, or not put them on until you paint them. Someone can let me know that. There's the seat I was talking about. Putting some of the shells together for starting the interior. All the rest of the interior, I definitely wouldn't put the wheels on until I had everything in the interior painted and put together. Bulkheads, sides of the engine bay, drive shaft, turret parts, smoke launchers, tracks. There's your jigs. There's how you're going to do your tracks. You're going to take these parts off and lay them in there. And you're going to curve them around. There's the engine. Like I said, that's where I'd start. I like me a good engine detail, and it's got a lot of detail on it. And there's putting the engine in. The tracks are already on. Like I said, I would probably wait myself. There's putting in all your weapon systems. And then the side panels are already on. These panels here, I'm guessing, are going to go over the top inside. Yes, here. Here. And then there's finishing, completing all of the interior. This is the back panel with the exhaust pipes. That's going on. There's your cooling vents for the engines, right there. Hatches. More hatches. More cooling vents. So getting all the top of the hull done. Your extra track links along there. Pictures don't show this one with Zimmerit, so I'm sure it's the same basic build for all of them. Putting on the side skirts, fenders, inside of the turret. And cupola rings. Back of the turret. Inside the bottom of the turret, machine gun. More parts to the main gun. The matlet and everything for the main gun. The raising system for the main gun. There's a matlet going on. Is that the gunner's seat? Yep, gunner's seat goes here and then here. Commander's seat. Finishing up the turret, the barrel. This is that one part I said I wasn't sure what it was. It looks like it's a communication device. Someone told me to know that. Bring the turret ring in and the turret on because the turret's movable. Now, when you're putting this on, if you're using the crane, you're going to want to figure out how to do that so you can just have it sitting above the crane. But you can see the hooks are on there. Where did we put the hooks on? So we put the hooks on here. Just make sure you're putting them on good, because if they're going to hold the weight onto the crane, you know, make sure they're going to come off. And then your color callouts. I like this one, but these are easier. But why does it have to be easy? You just paint the whole thing red and then you start striping it off. And that's it. That's the whole book. The book, the crane, everything. There you go. So, thanks for watching this extra long video of the crane and the surprise gift inside. There's your interior instruct color callouts again. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you didn't get too bored, because you know you're looking at like 45 minutes to an hour. Thanks for watching. I think this would be exciting to get to build, and I'll probably get onto it in 2019. Have a good day.